The scene is set for another spectacular birthday celebration. It's the biggest show of the year in Singapore. 60,000 very excited spectators and many thousands more at home waiting anxiously for the party to begin. Good evening to you on Channel 5 and welcome to our live coverage of the 38th National Day Parade from the National Stadium. Hi, and I'm Bernard Lim.
And I'm Glenda Chong. Hello everyone. Now the central theme for this year's parade is a cohesive society. And what you're looking at right now is what we call the cargo jets or power gliders. These are about 200 feet above ground in the stadium and are manned by members from the Naval Diving Unit.
Powered by a propeller with a two-stroke engine similar to a motorcycle's, each cargo jet costs about $10,000.
Well, the engine propeller and a full tank of petrol weigh about 20 kilograms and the entire unit is strapped to the glider's back.
A very graceful welcome for our stadium spectators, perhaps. Our gliders sure make it look very easy and fun. Doesn't it make you feel like you want to be up there as well?
It does, and getting a bird's eye view of the entire stadium. Now everyone in the stadium this evening also has a part to play. Even before the parade begins, now we see a spectacle of red throughout the stadium. Spectators are encouraged to wear the color red in recognition of our nation's birthday.
That's right, and this year for our celebration, the central theme is a cohesive society where Singaporeans young and old work hand in hand in a multiracial society to build a strong and cohesive nation where every Singaporean matters.
That's right. Now this is a combined schools choir with 800 students from 18 different schools singing a medley of popular Singapore favorites.
And the choir is led by conductors Ms. Sandra Yuen Kai Yuen, music officer at the Co-Curricular Activities Branch, Ministry of Education.
And steps are choreographed by Silva McCulley, a veteran for NDPs, and this year marks her 9th year working.
And if you look closely at the costume aprons, our choir members are wearing a design to allow color changes throughout the performance. And they're specially created by local designer Hayden, who has been involved in the parade for the last 3 years. And our stadium this evening also welcome our 20 over celebrities from MediaCorp who will act as motivators throughout the entire parade. And their role is to motivate the crowd to participate with the parade as much as possible. And we see many familiar faces there. There's Alan Turn, there's Priscilla Chan. And there is Mei Hua, who's really enjoying herself this evening.
Well, the other motivators today are students from ITE, Polytechnic and volunteers from Touch Community Services. There are about 700 motivators throughout the stadium and they are wearing the yellow t-shirts.
And there's Yvonne, Florence and Jeff having a good time. Well, the audience today are truly thanking the lucky stars as they didn't have to queue overnight for their free NDP tickets this year. Instead, they did so by balloting.
That's right, and organizers say response to this year's new ticket system was very well received. Now, in fact, they received over 500,000 bids, but only 60,000 seats are available.
So if you do the math, these spectators are very, very fortunate to be here. That's a cute little boy. Let's see our costume changes for the choir members into a bright yellow.
Well, audiences were encouraged to wear red. Now, the color red also symbolizes universal brotherhood and the equality of all.
A song from the Combined Schools Choir about our national flower, Vanda Miss Joachim. And the orchid Vanda Miss Joachim was chosen as the country's national flower because of its hardy and resilient qualities, plus its ability to bloom throughout the year.
And these are characteristics which represent Singapore's quest for progress and excellence in all aspects of life.
Wonderful flower, lovely, resilient, Vanda Miss Joachim, tender yet soft. You are hard, you know.
And there you go, the beautiful skyline of Singapore. And in a few hours, you'll be able to catch explosive and breathtaking fireworks being fired from the National Stadium across the Singapore skyline as our celebration here reaches its climax.
And I know that there are many who haven't got tickets to the stadium today, parking themselves near the stadium area just to catch a glimpse of the finale fireworks display, which promises to be magical as always.
Oh yeah, ever so graceful and always such a joy to watch them. The Combined Schools Choir. And everybody enjoying themselves and singing along as well.
And the stadium MCs getting everyone in the mood. There you have Sharon Au. We have 7 in total. Najib Ali, Leland, and behind her you have Jean Danker.
I would say probably Gurmit is somewhere as well. Who's this guy coming into the parade now? A familiar face. Oh yeah, greeting to everybody and hello to you as well. I think we all recognize him as a funny man, Mark Lee. Love the way he does that.
Mark Lee and the Bowen School Band, which comprises 128 members. All right, 129 if you include Mark Lee today. And they'll be performing a mix of band and contemporary hits for this year's NDP.
And now this is the real drum major, that 16-year-old Eling Ling. With perhaps guest drum major Mark Lee. certainly handles the maze with such ease and skill.
And celebrity artist Mark Lee is certainly adding spice to the performance, but definitely not putting her off.
Oh, the Bowen School Band, they have won many accolades over the last decade, and most recent being the Gold Medal Award in 2002.
The band has been practicing since April, 3 times a week, rain or shine, and often for 12 hours. Practice makes perfect, and it's evident in today's performance.
What is Mark doing now? Is it a kung fu display? Sure looks like it. Well, funny man Mark Lee's appearance is another way of making this year's parade a people's parade. A well-loved MediaCorp artist who's there to try anything in character just so that he can bring out a smile in someone's face. And he's definitely drawing lots of laughter from the spectators this afternoon. That's a sunrise formation.
Oh, we understand this is Mark's first experience at trying to be a drum major. Okay, so not as polished as Ling Ling, but I think I'll have to give him A just for effort. If you think about it, Mark's attempts at being a co-band major just make us realize how hard it is to be one.
Well, the Bowen Band on the whole is a symbol of our cohesive society. The central theme for this year's parade, all of us playing different roles yet marching to the same beat to create unity, prosperity and progress for our nation.
And as you can see, the NDP 03 formation, and this song is I'll Survive, quite aptly chosen as Singapore did face up to one deadly challenge this year, the SARS outbreak. Singaporeans banded together and came out stronger as a people.
Oh yeah, that's so apt as well. Happy birthday, Singapore. This is one song that everybody in the stadium can sing along to. Mark is really getting very comfortable with these moves.
He is definitely shaking his bonbon.
And I'm sure this tune will sound familiar to some as well. It's My Life by pop group Bon Jovi. And indeed, it's our life and it's how we choose to live it that makes it special. Doing it our way, Singapore's way.
Bowen Band with 128 members, including Mark Lee.
Oh yes, a big hand to Mark, I would say. Along with the Bowen Band. Well, stay tuned to the pre-parade segment. We're going to take a short break, but plenty of captivating performances still ahead.
One united people, my homeland. One united people, my homeland.
And welcome back to the National Day Parade celebrations live from the National Stadium.
And right now, 29-year-old Philip Tan is getting the spectators into shouting the Singapore chant with the use of items found in the fun packs.
Second time, we're gonna shout, hey!
Well, the Singapore chant is simple enough for everyone, young and old, to participate and to join in.
And the last time we're gonna shout,
And you also notice that Philip is using all sorts of equipment to make his sound, the body of a bicycle. Soon you see a stereo boombox, the back of a skateboard. Now, this is a breakaway from the regular use of drums. It's a showcase of creativity, a reminder to all of us that we need to continuously strive to innovate and think out of the box to stay ahead.
And if you look closely, our audience are carrying clapper sticks that actually spatulas are used for cooking to stir up more excitement in the parade.
beautiful and more exciting.
Well, organizers of the parade are hoping that these clappers and a new Singapore chant will sizzle things up and cook up a storm at the parade.
Well, audience this year also have another item in their fun packs to look forward to. That's the Friendship Band. Well, apparently it has been designed in such a way that you can't wear it on your own, but you need the help of another person.
That's right, and in putting on the friendship bands, motivators and MCs will encourage the audience to get to know their neighbours. Well, a perfect icebreaker for strangers.
And there you see. But today, be they strangers or family, everyone is celebrating one occasion, no matter what's your background, where you're from. And that's Singapore's birthday.
And close up, you'll see the friendship band carries the words, I love Singapore.
You notice that there are three huge murals located at the back of the combined schools choir.
And the mural done by 26-year-old Keng Nun Zi.
The mural on the left represents the first act of the segment coming up later on. This is the second mural, which represents the second act, which is all about nation building.
And the third mural represents the last act, which features the future of Singapore.
And indeed, the murals adds a certain color to the entire stadium. And here's a quick look at some of the behind the scenes of the parade.
Months of preparation, the aim is for precision and perfection at the parade.
Every move, as you can see, was scrutinized. Adjustments had to be made, all to ensure that everyone marches to the same beat.
Meetings were held very often to keep everyone updated and in sync with the program. It's especially crucial when things are moving at such high speeds.
And rain or shine, I would say rehearsals go on as per normal.
Costumes and props have to be crafted specially to fit the choreography. Now, lights were made to blend with the sound.
And although everything looks fun and spontaneous, it's all done to a cue from the people at the control tower, who have their hands on the pulse of the action.
Routine rehearsals, it just goes to show that if everyone plays his part, the big picture takes care of itself.
Three, two, one, now.
And some scenes behind the scenes of the parade as prepare for the big show today to celebrate the nation's 38th birthday.
Well done. Now let's make someone raise your clap.
And there is Gumit, one of the 7 MCs for this year's parade.
Thank you, Williamson! And guys, remember this? Remember the Singapore chant? It's going to be used later in the show. We'll tell you when to say the one people want to Singapore chant. But now,
Ladies and gentlemen, if you look up to the sky to the video wall, you'll see the red.
And let's cut to the skies right now in our pictures as we see our paratroopers, or Red Lions, as they are called, jumping off the Super Puma at 5,000 feet and above.
And these pictures taken by our cameraman up in the helicopter, and you'll soon see pictures from a camera, there we go, attached to the helmet of one of our paratroopers. And this will enable us to have a close-up look at our paratroopers up from above.
And just looking at these pictures, it seems daunting enough. Can you imagine you're up there right now?
What an exhilarating feeling it must be.
yeah, they can hear you. Louder than that. 1, 2, 3.
And of course, everybody in the stadium will be anticipating the arrival of our paratroopers, of the Red Lions. And they should be landing into the stadium really soon, as everybody's looking up right now, anticipating our paratroopers. Well, our paratroopers are extremely experienced, and most of them have done more than 1,000 jumps, and some of them have been with the team for up to 10 years. And the MCs are getting everybody to do the welcome when our paratroopers come into the stadium. First Gumit and Lilin.
And now the MCs are encouraging the spectators to do the Kalang wave.
And with a spectacle of red started by the choir members around the stadium, 60,000 Singaporeans celebrating the nation's birthday together. And now the famous Kalang wave.
That's right, and with the help of the motivators situated around the stadium, it's indeed a pretty sight.
Well, if you think about it, doing the Kalang wave is easy enough, but it needs coordination and everyone to execute it perfectly. Unity in movement, if you want to call it. And there we catch a glimpse of our free-fallers coming into the stadium with their red streamers and the stadium awaiting their arrival.
Crowd favorites in each parade, the Red Lions from the Singapore Army Parachute Team never fails to excite and captivate the audience year after year.
Young and old alike, everybody anticipating the free-fallers to come into the stadium. And the first person to arrive is Yes, Senior Warrant Officer Kurosami, 48 years old. He's done 6,000 jumps. Big welcome from the stadium.
There we have Second Warrant Officer P. Krishnan, 42 years old, 1,600 jumps.
That's our third free-faller. Oh, they make it so easy. And it's First Warrant Officer Ang Deng Hua, 41 years old, 1,700 jumps.
And Master Sergeant Chua Kun San, and he's the youngest, 34 years old with 700 jumps.
Well, this year, the landing area for the Red Lions is a little bit narrower because of the center stage on the stadium. So therefore, they're making their tasks a little bit harder this year. But still, they make it look so easy.
Exactly, and here you have Second Warrant Officer Ng Seng Huat, 38 years old, and he's done over 1,000 jumps.
And this is First Warrant Officer Simon Kang, 48 years old. He's done more than 3,400 jumps, and everybody just loved the free fallers, including our MediaCorp artist Florence Tan as well.
Well, you know, I spoke to one of the paratroopers earlier, and he said that an hour before the jump now, paratroopers practice what is called visualization to help them prepare for the descent.
And there you have our 6 free fallers, the Red Lions, the paratroopers, whatever you call them. They are really good at what they're doing. All right, a rousing applause from everybody in the stadium, the Red Lions.
And what's a party without some dancing? Well, right now, get ready for some adrenaline-pumping sequence of moves performed by 600 students from Cedar Girls Secondary School.
It's a beautiful shot of the entire stadium. An energetic and exciting mass dance item, which is a fusion of hip-hop and jazzy dance moves performed to techno house music.
Reminds us of the vibrancy of youth, the youth being a prominent feature in this year's parade, and we'll see a lot more of them coming up in the show segment later on.
And the fan, certainly adding a touch of feminine grace while accentuating the Asian flavor of this routine. And a welcome from our Cedar Girls Secondary School performers.
The girls have been practicing very hard for this day, and the moves have been cleverly choreographed with elements of East and West cultural dance influences.
And choreography for this dance have to be simple and easy to do because not all the kids have similar dance backgrounds. And also the moves have to be large enough to be seen by the audiences throughout the stadium and of course for you at home as well on TV.
Choreographers are Mr. Peter Gun and Ms. Gan Lee Ling. Both are dance officers at the Ministry of Education. And you see a cross formation there, the youth of today making their mark as leaders of our future.
Well, getting into the swing of things is no easy task, considering that these are school children who not only have to contend with the daily classes, they also have to squeeze in hours of practice. And we hear that they have been at it from as early as April.
Well, despite the schedule, some of the members I spoke to say they wouldn't have missed it for the world, this chance to be part of the nation's birthday celebration.
Oh, there's a very sweet formation of the star. And the star quality of our youth. Everyone is a star.
Well, if you look at the striking costume, it's been designed by Hayden. And his part is to ensure that the costume participants wear are not only good to look at, but also comfortable.
Well, stay tuned to the National Day Parade. We're going to take a short break and we'll come back with more of the action from the National Stadium. Stay with us on 5.
One united people, not one united people, not
And welcome back to this special broadcast of Singapore's 38th National Day Parade right here from the National Stadium. And there's the audience getting all excited with their clapper sticks, joining in the celebration.
And we're ready to showcase the next segment of the celebrations, and that's the parade and ceremony.
And that's a signal which indicates the start of the parade and ceremony segment of the parade.
And what you're hearing now, the sounds of the bugle. And this is the first time that the parade is using the bugle to usher the military march in.
Parade Regimental Sergeant Major, Master Warrant Officer Yip Lai Sing, marching in accompanied by 12 buglers. And the bugle call is an old British military tradition used by generals to rally their troops to battle. And today its use is largely ceremonial, like today, signaling the start of the parade and ceremony segment.
For this evening's parade is Master Warrant Officer Yip Lai Seng from Army Combat Engineer Group.
Baris! Sunday! Ya! Tulang! Saja! Tak! Tarik kiri dan kanan! Cepat je! Learn!
From the Army Combat Engineer Group, Master Warrant Officer Yip has 27 years of distinctive service in the Army and the proud recipient of the SAF Efficiency Medal in 2000, plus many other prestigious and recognized awards and medals.
There's Captain Philip Tung from the Combined Band, Central Band, as we see the supporting contingents marching into the stadium. First for this year's parade and breaking with tradition, this year's 20 contingents will enter the National Stadium with the singing of 2 songs usually heard at the passing of parades of our SAF soldiers.
And the songs are The Pride of Our Nation and We Are One. And these are actually military songs and the lyrics were rewritten to suit the occasion.
So usually the soldiers will run into camps with these tunes, but today they're marching to it, and I understand it took them some getting used to as well. Our supporting contingents marching in with the covering the 5 tenets of the National Total Defense concept.
And this is the Civil Defense Contingent, represented by the Singapore Police Force and the Singapore Civil Defense Force.
And that is the other tenet of our total defense. It's psychological defense, represented by the school uniform groups. And at the bottom of the screen, see the military contingents covering the military defense.
And this is also the first time that the audience are encouraged to sing and clap along during the parade segment, as traditionally the mood has always been rather static.
And there you see the NTUC and the PAP contingent representing the social defense of Singapore. And that is the Singtel contingent representing the economic defense of Singapore's total defense. Parade commander for this year's parade, Lieutenant Colonel Gan Eng Kun.
Baris! Akan menghadap ke depan. Ke kiri dan kanan. Stand!
Lieutenant Colonel Gan Eng Kun has contributed 21 distinctive years of service.
And currently he holds the appointment of S3 of Divisional Air Defense Artillery Brigade in the Air Defense Systems Division. And now the 4 military defense contingents will take up the position to form up the formation NDP 2003.
A stunning sight done to military precision.
And domino effect for three-dimensional look of the NDP 2003 formation. Big applause from everybody in the stadium.
Boris Russo, Danger! Stop! Kawalan Komatan, Muscle, first, Boris, Homan, Danger! Stop!
Parade Commander Lieutenant Colonel Gunn has just given the command for the supporting contingent to stand at attention as we see the Colours Party.
The 34 Regimental Colours of the Singapore Armed Forces entering the stadium. And the first Guard of Honor contingent to march in is the Singapore Police Force Guard of Honor contingent.
Now the Republic of Singapore Air Force Guard of Honor contingent.
And there's your three state colours, followed by the Republic of Singapore Navy Guard of Honor contingent.
And now the Army Guard of Honor contingent represented by the 1st Battalion Singapore Guards, and they're also the best combat unit this year.
Kawalan Komatan akan menghadap ke hadapan, ke kanan.
Well, the Colours Party featured three state colours and 34 regimental colours of the Singapore Armed Forces. The colours are the symbol of pride of the units and must be protected at all times. It's also an emblem of loyalty and courage for our soldiers.
Kawalan Komatan ke dalam. Low! Run!
Dressed in their number 1 ceremonial uniform, each Guard of Honor contingent is made up of 120 men and women lined in 6 ranks and 20 files.
Kawalan Komatan, Homan, Senja! Down! Boris Russo, Senja! Stop! Turun, Senja! Stop! Boris, standing! Right!
Parade Commander Lieutenant Colonel Gunn just given the command for the soldiers to stand at ease as the combined schools choir will now entertain us with a melodious Tamil song titled Padubom Varugal, which also means come sing together.
And the combined schools choir with 800 students from 18 different schools entertaining us with the song Paduram Varungal, which also means come sing together.
Boys, steady, go!
Well, the parade commander has just given the command for the parade to stand at attention as we await the arrival of the Speaker and members of Parliament.
And Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Abdullah Tamuji, and the members of Parliament will now take their seats in the stadium.
Mr. Abdullah Tamuji, who has been an elected member of Parliament since 1984, he was sworn in as a Speaker of Parliament on the 25th of March last year.
And you can see Mr. Inderjit Singh, Member of Parliament for Agmukyu GRC.
There we see Ms. Indrani Raja, Tanjung Pagar GRC MP.
And our members of Parliament all dressed in their customary white. And as the Speaker and members of Parliament take their seats, the combined schools choir will now sing the Malay song entitled Don Dang, which also means the love song for the nation and a tribute to our different cultures.
And a clever use of the umbrellas there. Red and white swirls as props there. Don Dang, a Malay folk song done by a combined schools choir.
Alright, steady, go!
Parade Commander giving the order for attention as we await the arrival of Senior Minister Lee Kuan Yew, Deputy Prime Ministers and Cabinet Ministers.
A round of applause from everybody in the stadium. And there we see big rousing applause for Senior Minister Lee Kuan Yew. Senior Minister Lee will be celebrating his birthday soon, on September the 16th. And now the Combined Schools Choir will entertain us once again, this time around with a Chinese song. It's a 小人物的心声, loosely translated. It's a people and their voices.
Let's put our hands together as this choir brings us the next song, 小人物的心声.
Yeah.
That's a 小人物的新声 from our combined schools choir, People and Their Voices.
And on the stadium, the parade's formed up with 4 Guard of Honor contingents and 20 supporting contingents, with a total of more than 3,200 men and women on the field.
And the parade commander calling the parade to attention as we await the arrival of Prime Minister Goh Chok Tong. A spectacle of red up on the feet welcoming our Prime Minister. Prime Minister Goh Chok Tong is being greeted by the Chief of Defence Force, Major General Ng Yak Chun. And the Prime Minister will now take a salute at the reviewing dais.
Perdana Menteri. Hormat. Senja. Stop. Lawrence Russo. Senja. Stop. Turun. Senja. Stop.
Mr. Goh has been our Prime Minister since November 1990. He's the second Prime Minister of Singapore.
And Prime Minister Goh, in his National Day message last night, said that he was very proud of us Singaporeans for our unity and conduct in fighting SARS.
Now, in fact, he urged all Singaporeans to draw on the same solidarity and spirit to deal with another challenge, and that's getting our economy healthy and strong again.
And now we'll have our Singapore's very own songbird, Stephanie Sun, to entertain us with the NDP 2003 theme song, One United People.
One Singapore, one people strong and free. With one heart, one voice, we make our history. We are a rainbow of
Stephanie San singing the NDP 2003 theme song, One United People. She's young, confident, charming, internationally known, and yet someone who considers Singapore home.
A song composed by Joshua Wan, who has produced and arranged for artists like Tracy Huang and Sandy Lam. And now the stadium awaits the arrival of President S.R. Nathan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to the arrival of our President S.R. Nathan. Let's
And now you're hearing the President fanfare welcoming our President into the stadium.
President S.R. Nathan being greeted by Major General Ng Yak Chun, Chief of Defence Force. A big applause and cheers from everybody in the stadium welcoming our President.
Lawrence, Home President, Home Danger!